Do you ever look taught, self-led, and constantly feeding their minds? You'll find them reading books, listening to thought-provoking podcasts, journaling reflections, and staying curious. It's not about how much they know, but how hungry they are to know more. Smart people don't just scroll, they read. And when they read, they don't skim, they absorb. Even 10 pages a day can build a mental edge over time. But it doesn't stop with reading, they reflect. They take quiet moments to think about what they've learned, what they're doing right, and where they need to improve. They ask themselves questions, they challenge their own beliefs, they never let their ego block their growth. And speaking of questions, smart people are masters at asking the right ones. They don't blindly accept things. They don't nod along just to fit in. They think deeply. They ask, what else could be true? What's the lesson here? What's the real problem? Their intelligence doesn't come from always having the answer, but from knowing how to look for it. They turn confusion into curiosity and frustration into fuel. And while many people fear being wrong, smart people embrace it. They don't pretend to know everything. In fact, they're the first to say, I don't know, but I'll find out. That's because they see intelligence as a journey, not a destination. They don't compete with others, they compete with yesterday's version of themselves. One of the biggest secrets of smart people? They're okay being uncomfortable. They willingly step into situations where they feel out of their depth because they know that's how growth happens. They speak up even when they're nervous. They try new skills even if they're not great at them. They risk failure, not because they enjoy it, but because they know it's the only way to move forward. Growth and comfort do not coexist, and they've learned to choose growth. And when things get hard, they don't shut down. They pause, they breathe, they think. Smart people have learned how to master their emotions. They don't let fear, anger, or anxiety hijack their thinking. Instead, they observe their emotions, they reflect on them, and they respond intentionally. Emotional intelligence is a core part of real intelligence. It helps them build stronger relationships, solve conflicts calmly, and lead others effectively. They also never pretend to have it all figured out. Real intelligence is humble. Smart people are constantly aware of how much they still don't know. They don't walk into a room to prove they're the smartest. They walk in to learn. They ask for feedback. They admit mistakes. They're confident without being arrogant. That humility is what keeps them growing while others stagnate. Now let's talk about time, because if there's one thing smart people protect, it's their time and energy. They're not superhuman. They're just better at focus. They know how to say no. They prioritize what matters. They don't waste hours on mindless scrolling or drama. They build routines that fuel their brain. They sleep enough. They rest. They know that rest isn't a weakness. It's fuel for high performance. They don't burn out because they've built systems to stay sharp, not busy. Their focus also shows in who they surround themselves with. Smart people are intentional with their circle. They spend time with people who challenge them, inspire them, and encourage growth. They're not interested in gossip or complaints. They want deep conversations, not shallow noise. Because they know you become like the people you spend time with. And here's something else. Smart people think long-term. While most people chase short-term pleasure, they're thinking about the big picture. They ask themselves, how will this decision affect my future? They save when others spend. They build when others party. They invest in learning when others are wasting time. That long-term mindset helps them stay calm under pressure and focused on what really matters. But let's get one thing straight. Being smart isn't about being perfect. It's about being better. Every day, just a little bit better. Smart people don't expect overnight success. They understand the compound effect of small choices. Reading 10 minutes a day, reflecting each night, asking one better question, all of it adds up. Day by day, they sharpen their thinking, their mindset, and their outcomes. If you're wondering how to start becoming smarter today, here's the truth. It starts now. It starts with the decision to take learning into your own hands. You don't need permission. You don't need a new course or a new year. You just need a willingness to grow. Read something challenging. Listen to someone smarter than you. Ask a hard question. Reflect on a mistake. Try something new. Keep your ego in check. Stay curious. Think long-term. Smart people aren't born different. They just made a choice to build their intelligence every day, to treat their brain like a muscle, not a fixed trait, to stop waiting for someone to teach them and instead become their own best teacher. That choice is what separates the stuck from the unstoppable. And now, that choice is yours too. If this journey made you pause, reflect, or shift your thinking, then you've already taken your first step. Don't stop here. Keep going. Keep learning. Because the smartest version of you is still ahead, waiting to be built one day at a time. Thank you for listening to this audiobook summary. If you found it helpful, inspiring, or worth your time, support our mission by liking, subscribing, and coming back to BookBeat Collection, where we turn powerful ideas into daily growth. Stay smart, stay curious, and we'll see you in the next one.